for me.
All right.
They came through.
Very nice. All right. You know people.
My all-time favorite Philly right there.
What was it about him that you like so much?
Well, he was their best player when I was young, so, and he was obviously a great player.
Stories of his home runs are fairly legendary for those of us that didn't see.
You know, a couple years ago, I golfed with Goose Gossage, and we played 18 holes. We rode the same cart, and obviously, I talked baseball with him. And he played with Allen in Chicago. He said he was the best teammate he'd ever had. So a little bit of the...
Long overdue Hall of Fame. Sadly overdue.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk football.
Really?
Yeah. Moro, we talked about him a lot. You said he impressed last year, but you would always bring up, he's a lighter guy. How do you think he's going to be able to hold up inside with additional snaps?
I think he'll hold up well. He did last year when he played in there. He's a year older, a year of playing significant snaps under his belt, getting reps here in training camp. I think he'll do good.
With Adoree Jackson, his experience, how much does that show up on the field, and what about his game shows that experience?
Yeah, the first few days out here, he was kind of like he didn't know he was out there. The ball wasn't going his way at all. And then yesterday, he had a couple balls thrown his way, and he did very well. He had a very good day yesterday. It's too early to say what his experience is or isn't right now. He's played a good bit of ball, but I think this is the place where he's got to, show who he is and be the player, hopefully, that people have always thought he could be.
What did he look like? What did he look like in film a year ago? And then he eventually gets benched. But did you chalk that up more as a team wanting to look at younger players than anything he was doing?
No, I didn't watch a whole lot of tape on him. Howie kind of wanted to sign him, and when Howie wants to sign somebody, it doesn't matter what I say. So we just took him in, and I didn't really watch a lot of his tape last year, but I've seen him play over the years. Saw him when he was coming out of college. So
why do you think that this is the place that he can maybe show? You mentioned what he could be. Is it the scheme?
Yeah, I don't know if I think it's the place. I think it's time for him to show that. He in Tennessee, when it came time to re-sign him, after his contract was up, they didn't. The Giants, his contract was up, they didn't. It's time to show who he is or who he isn't.
What are some of the little things you're looking at when you're deciding on who's winning a job at corner that might not stand out, obviously, in the record?
Just who's playing better. I mean, a lot of the times, it's easy for you guys to see when a guy makes a good play, but there's a lot of times where they got a good play going that the ball doesn't go there, so you don't really know it. And vice versa. They may have a bad down going and the ball doesn't go there, so it doesn't get exposed. So it's just consistent overall good play. And just because the ball did or did not go his way, those plays are just as important in evaluating.
What's the McCubbin do while he's out, and how long do you expect that in training camp, and how much does that weigh into how much he's able to do?
Yeah, I mean, he just has to pay attention to meetings to get mental reps, but there's no replacing physical reps. Meetings and mental reps are good, but the value of them compared to physical reps is night and day.
Along those lines, can you see any improvement in Sydney to where he was? Obviously, a year ago, he wasn't field with.
Yeah, he's finally getting to start in the OTAs training camp to learn his way through the system and learn how we expect him to play. And he had no chance of that last year. So I see him getting better.
From the standpoint of the entire defense, a week into camp, how well do you think your unit's picking things up this year compared to last year?
I don't know. I can't. Obviously, a lot of them are doing better because even though we lost a lot of players on defense, there's still a lot of players that were here. So we're probably doing a little bit better in that mode.
What do you like
What has impressed you the most about Jahan Campbell now that you've gotten a chance to see him in some of the team drills?
Yeah, I do see him making small strides every day. Again, it may not be noticeable to the average eye, but he's making good strides. And if he can keep making those strides, I think he'll be what we had hoped he would be.
What have you noticed about Mac McWilliams the first week?
Yeah, Mac's got some good football instincts. He's got to learn the finer points of what we're doing all the time. You know, he's a little hit and miss with that right now, but that's to be expected. But I do like the player. I think he's got good skill, and he's got a little football savvy to him, which, you know, if you don't have that, it's hard to coach that.
How far advanced is Trotter?
How what?
How far advanced from a year ago is Trotter?
Yeah, he's much more advanced, obviously. He got to be a part of the team last year, went through everything last year. Don't believe he was ever hurt last year, never missed any time. Now, second year through in the same system. He's much better than he was last year at this time.
Davis come along with Cooper in that sort of dual role, safety in the base and slot.
Yeah. I think it's going fine. We just haven't, to be honest, we haven't had enough snaps of it for him. Our offense is primarily playing 11 personnel out there against us. So, you know, we haven't had a ton of base snaps up to this point. Like to see him get some more and get him tested. I don't know that he's ever truly been tested yet with a hard play.
That's something you can coordinate with Nick.
Yeah, I mean, we'd like to be able to. Right now, we haven't been able to.
Jordan Davis has lost weight.
I'm sorry, let me ask you this, ball skills, does that improve with time? Does it improve with drills? How do you work on ball skills in particular?
Yeah, I think it can improve, obviously, with work. And I think the work he's put in has made it, he has improved. He had a nice interception yesterday, which I don't know if he makes last year. But ball skills is a natural thing, too. So the improvement you can make is incremental. But any improvement he can make, he'll make because he'll work at it.
When Jordan Davis has lost weight, he said 26 pounds. Does that correlate to him actually being able to get lower in his pass rush? He's not too upright.
It should, because when you get tired, you don't get low enough. And if you're tired, he should, in theory, not be as tired as quick as he used to be.
In terms of like adding more to your pass rush moves,
Yeah.
would that happen because of?
I think so. Anytime you move better, particularly when you're talking about pass rush, you open up a new world for yourself. And with his length, he's got to be able to use his length when it's an advantage, and then he's got to make himself 6'2" when he needs to by bending his knees.
What's your evaluation of the edge rush depth so far with guys like Josh Uche, Zito Gilliard? How do you feel about the entire edge rush group in terms of depth?
Yeah, I feel good about Nolan, and Jalix is making good strides. After that, we had got some heavy competition going on. And, nobody's really truly surfaced yet, good or bad. Hopefully over the course of this camp and preseason games, that will play itself out.
With Jahan Campbell, you said with Jahan,
What's that?
you said with Jahan Campbell, there's small strides in coverage. How have you seen those strides being particularly working with man? Just some individual drills with the running backs. How can he progress there?
Yeah, those are all just teaching drills. For an inside linebacker, he needs to show his improvement 11 on 11. The most fundamental thing you have to do on defense is figure out if it's a run or a pass. And that's critical for an ILB. And the more reps he can get that way, the better it'll be.
General Vic, how do you weigh those one-on-ones in the evaluation process versus the team reps?
Me personally, I don't weigh him a lot.
Where are you with install of the defense? Cam mentioned he thought it was completely installed. Is that the case?
Totally installed? No.
I didn't know if he would know. but he thought it was. Cam Jurgens.
Oh, Cam,
Jurgens.
our center?
Yeah.
What'd he say?
He thought it was completely installed.
Our defense?
Yeah.
No, we got some stuff for him.
How do you like Ty Robinson?
He's doing fine. He's competing. He's in great shape. And, probably this is his first real opportunity. And I think he's trying to do his best to take advantage of it. And, he's right there.
What changes defensively when you're evaluating when the pads come on?
What changes? Again, I think the action speeds up. The play action, the run game, all speeds up. And it's better, Again, like I said, the most fundamental thing you have to do on defense is figure out if it's a run or a pass. And that's more realistically accomplished in a padded practice.
After all your years coaching, how much do you enjoy or not enjoy a hot day like this at training?
It's not hot today. That's a mindset, We're going to play some hot games in September, and if you cave to a hot day in training camp, we're in trouble.
Vic, so many players talk about the box drill as something that's productive for them. What's the background for that, and I guess why do you favor it so much?
I just like the drill. It was a drill that I implemented, 10, 15 years ago to get players ready for change of direction, reacting to the offense. And then I quickly found out it was a really good conditioner. And it's a great drill. And we do it a lot in the spring. Clint's done it a little bit with the D-line out here. It's a tremendous drill. And it's kind of one of those few drills that I think is football specific and gets guys ready and in shape for football, not just running wind sprints or gassers. Nobody runs a gasser on the football field.
So you wearing the sweatshirt? Practice?
Hell yeah.